Igbo Area TV on the Igbo.
Hello, how you doing? I'm Azuka Uzo OJ. Distribution of Almajiri to Southeast, other zones dubious, ominous. Igbo youth movement says some youths under the auspices of Igbo youth movement IYM have described as dangerous the distribution of Almajiri children in Southeast zone and other part of the country. Recently, trucks were seen moving into southern Nigeria with Almajiri children, and this is not just a move that is sponsored by common people. This some big wigs are involved in making this happen. The IYM, which said this in a statement by its founder, Evangelist Elliot Ugochukwu, noted that the move is one that cannot be explained. Well, I have an explanation for it. It is simple and it is not to be tolerated. Right now, Nigeria should be in a lockdown so that people with diseases will not mingle with people that has no diseases. We are still here to combat the coronavirus pandemic, and some people are trying to spread it. Not be tolerated. Of course, you heard what is happening in Cameroon. Cases of coronavirus deaths, and now somebody is Almajiri to other parts of the country. What is the intention? We are not in support of that. We are not in support of spreading disease. We are in support of curbing it. And this attitude of spreading these people around the country does not help. The distribution of thousands of Almajiri all over the country in the last week is both ominous and it is disturbing. Nobody can explain what wisdom inspired the never before seen mass movement of this notorious state Urchins. So it's amazing how they are being shipped, they are being taken to other states. This kind of movement has never been seen before. How can state government embark on what they claim is merely returning the urchins to their state of origin? Unidentified people who have organized the mass relocation of the Almajiri in recent days are yet to give us their reason for this strange redistribution. Nigeria as a country has not displayed inspiring preparation and capacity to effectively contain the rampaging plague spreading like wildfire the world over. Certain state government mischievously insist on denying the obvious field day COVID-19 is currently enjoying within its rural communities, claiming the mysterious unexplained upsurge in mortality is simply attributed to typhoid and malaria. So this is not a time to move people. There's no reason for people to be moved from one state to the other. Right now, everybody is in a lockdown. No one should be shipped to any state. The move is somehow suspicious, and that is what everybody is afraid of. How can immediately we had escalations of diseases in the north, and suddenly people are being shipped in the north en masse like that? No. It must be opposed so that disease will not spread. This is not a matter of hating or whatsoever. No, it's a matter of trying to keep safe. People must not be shipped like that. No. This has some ulterior motives. So, a truck carrying Almajiri was intercepted in Abia. The State Commissioner for Information, Mr. John Okikalo, who disclosed the development on Wednesday, said the government had consulted the northern community around the state borders and together arranged for their return. The Almajiri children, he said, were hidden in truck conveying food items from northern part of the country. Still on COVID-19, Serap reacts to why Almajiris are relocating to Southeast. The Social-Cultural Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, S-E-R-A-P, has said that the question of interstate travel is a question of survival. According to them, many think survival in a certain part of Nigeria is more favorable and conducive to their lives. SERAP's Executive Director Adetokunbo Mumuni said such movement might be reduced if northern states they migrate from take the survival of Almajiris more serious. The group was reacting to the legality of interstate deportation as state governments take initiatives to prevent the spread of coronavirus by deporting youths hidden in trucks that try to gain entry to their territories. He said the question of the interstate travel is a question of survival. People may think survival in a certain part of the country is more favorable and conducive to their lives, and that is the only reason they want to move about. Well, this is a coordinated movement, and these people are moved by people at the top. They are not just about going to where it will be conducive for them. No, this is arranged. These guys were moved from north quickly. Now, this is not a time for such movement. This is a time where the country should everybody should stay home, keep the social distancing. If you watch several programs, there is need for people to stay home now, and the disease will be monitored, the escalation will be monitored and controlled. But as the government begins to ease the lockdown, this is not the type of thing we expect. Moving them through trucks that contains food, moving them to locations in the southeast. Now you don't have a place for them there. Can't you see that the motive is ulterior? So Serap, I don't believe what Serap is saying is right, that it's about survival. It's not about survival. There's a motive behind this, and the motive is to use the Almajiris, infiltrate every nook and cranny of the country. This is a very wrong time to do it, but these people find it necessary right now. Can't you see the people have some motives? This is a time everybody should be in a lockdown. We know the number of people that had such disease. Then they should be quarantined or treated. This is not the time to let loose such massive crowds. Allow them pour into other people's territory. You see, this is what Governor Wike of Rivers State has been warning, that while the lockdown was being observed, the government was moving in people into Rivers State, and when he arrested some people, he was queried. It even led to the change of the police chief in a state. This is very wrong. Anyone who looks at the way things are going will be able to say this is what is happening. This is what these people are planning. Still on issues surrounding COVID-19, Speaker Gbajabiamila tackles NCDC boss over criticism of Reps bill. House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila tackled the NCDC boss Chikwe Ihekwazu, asking him to explain his criticism of Controversial Quarantine Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2020, popularly referred to as NCDC Bill. The Speaker, who urged the lawmakers to allow him to pose the first burning question to the NCDC boss, he said, "You also purportedly said that no one consulted you. I would like a clarification on those two statements." Gbajabiamila made reference to the point made by PTF President Boss Mustafa in his earlier speech that the parliament was needed to review the Quarantine Act and create legal framework for disease control and management. Okay, while responding, the NCDC boss Ihekwazu admitted that he said he was not consulted on the bill, adding that he was looking forward to a new infectious disease bill. I think that I speak for the PTF, my honorable minister, and every member of our team that we look forward to a new infectious disease bill. In fact, a new public health bill that brings together the functions of all the agencies. Meanwhile, not satisfied with the response, Gbajabiamila asks if the amendment should be done after the pandemic. The NCDC boss said, "It is not a question that I can answer right now." The Minister of Health, Almajiri, while responding to a question on clinical trial of drug and vaccines, said the government had already begun application of drugs in treatment of patients in Lagos and Abuja. You know what? I wonder why the speaker is so desperate about NCDC bill. You remember two House members went on live TV to register their displeasure, their resentment with how the bill was about being passed in the House of Representatives. They said not everyone in the House had the opportunity to assess the bill. So there was a plan to in a rush, pass the bill. And that is why a lot of people are querying the Speaker of the House, Gbajabiamila. They said he has received bribe. There's an allegation that he has received bribe by people from above, Bill Gates and the rest of them, to make that vaccine find its way into Nigeria at all costs. And this is the vaccine Nigerians are scared of. Because of what they have had. Yes, you could say because conspiracy theorists, but then people are dragged to, know certain things whatsoever. But we have had some negative stories, and everybody got to be careful. It's a matter of life and death. Trouble for Gbajabiamila as reps set to investigate $10 million bribery allegation. The lawmakers took the decision on Tuesday while adopting a motion of personal explanation by the Deputy Speaker Ahmed Wase, APC Plateau, at plenary. The Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, on Monday alleged that it has intercepted reports that the leadership of the House of Representatives was poised to forcefully pass the compulsory vaccine bill without subjecting it to traditions of legislative proceedings. So there's a plan. They are trying to prove that there is a plan by the leaders of the House to force a compulsory vaccine bill to be passed without proper consultations and proper House proceedings. The body, in a statement by its spokesman, Imo Ugochinyere, alleged that $10 million was offered by the American billionaire Bill Gates to influence the speedy passage of the bill without recourse to any public hearing, adding that the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, should be impeached if he forces the bill on members. No evidence of such alleged bribe was provided by the group anyway, but the Speaker, however, defended his promotion of the Control of Infectious Disease bill, arguing that its content and timing were appropriate. Oh, you could imagine this guy still has the mouth to still even defend it. If I were him, I would just keep calm. He also pledged that there will be a public hearing where Nigerians will be given the opportunity to contribute to the draft law. While an accused person is given an opportunity to answer to the accusation, but then anything can happen. There should be proper proof on why the bill should be passed or should in a haste should not be examined, and why members of the House cannot have access to the bill until they start to protest.